explanation, the reply. But someone who makes it like that, to say it is not my fault, you make me to do it, saying to Allah. So many times Shaykh Efendi say that. Who says that? Shaitan. Do we take it anywhere else other than that? Do we? No. That is enough for us. Because now when you say wrong things are happening and you make me to do it, Ya Rabbi, that is not where at the level of our understanding and our practicing of the faith, it is going to give us any benefit. That will fall under Malayani. Even if you understand how you're going to practice that. If anything, Shaykh Efendi is saying, difference between Hazrati Adam and Shaitan. Shaitan is saying, Allah knows everything, He is in control of everything. Nothing happens without His permission, so even my wrong action, it was His permission and His power. He is the one who's making me to do that. Some way, somehow, kind of makes sense. Kind of. I'm saying kind of, and giving him a very big. And when it was reported to Hazrati Adam, why don't you say that? That you make that mistake too, eating from the forbidden fruit, that Allah is all-seeing, all-knowing, He decides on everything. Why don't you say that it is not me, it is Allah who's making me to do it? What did he say? Anybody remember what he said? What his reply is? Huh? He's saying, I'm too shy and shame to even say that. Oh, now, then this is faith. Modesty. Meaning what? Knowing where your limits are. Hazrati Adam, and that is Shaitan. You understand? And these are Hazrati Adam, what he was doing then, he was affecting all of humanity until Judgment Day. What are we doing that is really so huge, so big, that is affecting humanity until Judgment Day? Majority, not really. Not really. Maybe he has the right, if anyone has the right, he has the right to say, it is Allah who's making me to do it, it is taqdir. But the believer says, Allah is saying, I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not going to say, you are the one who's making me to do it. Just as we said before, Allah openly saying, what? To know that everything bad that happens to you, it is from your ego. Anything good that is happening to you, it is coming from me, from Allah, from my majesty, from my mercy. How are you going to put those two together then? Because underneath everything, we're talking about mankind, bottom line is, Allah is the only one in existence who has will. And no one can go against His will, correct or no? Angels, they have will? No. Animals, they have will? No. Nothing in existence really has will. Allah has complete will. But Allah has given mankind, His Khalifahs, His representative, will as well. A will. Now, nobody can say, I don't know what Allah's will is. Can anyone say, I don't know what Allah's will is? He has sent enough prophets and enough salihin and enough awliya He has sent enough books. He has given us intelligence, faith. He's given us enough signs everywhere, over and over again. He's saying, this is my will, this is my will, this is my will. Correct or no? Can anyone deny, I don't know what Allah's will is? No. It is there. So, now you make the choice. Are you going to follow Allah's will, which is clear, or are you going to take another course of action that is going to be opposed to Allah's will? That's all. And we take that course of action that is against Allah's will. You may say, Allah has given us the permission to have a will and to take an opposite will from His, but He's saying it comes with consequences. There are results to that. And the consequence is no good. And what is Allah's will? Allah's will is, you have a will, come back to mine. You have a will, I'm giving you. You do good, you're going to get good. You do bad, you're going to get bad. Beyond this bad and this good, come back to my will. That one nobody can deny also. Nobody can say, I don't know, maybe Allah is making me to do this. Allah is saying, it is not. Don't trouble yourself now. We should not complicate things, especially where we are, to say, maybe I'm doing this because it's part of a divine plan. If I do this, it's going to happen this. No. Like Shaitan is saying, if Allah had wanted, He would have said, willed for me not to. Hazrat Adam could have done that too, but he didn't, because he understood. We're not going to enter into those other creatures and what level they are in terms of that will also. But they were never, this is the whole thing, they were never selected also to represent Allah. And they resent that. Mankind has been chosen to represent Allah. They have been chosen to serve mankind. This is why they are feeling very upset. You understand? So, whatever that we do, good or bad, we deserve. Whatever the results that are happening, yes. But the good that is happening from the good actions that we make, it is from the mercy of Allah. The bad that results from that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going out of His way to take that badness away, to take the results, the consequences of that bad things away. That He's always saying, turn to me, I'm here, ask me for forgiveness, turn, turn and turn. How can we say now also that Allah is willing for us to be punished? How? You can't, correct? Let's say, for example, you have a cop waiting for you on the highway, catching you. If you speed, correct? You're shocked. Suddenly you just appear out of nowhere. Then you may say that one is there to catch you and you have to pay your fine, your ticket, correct? But what if you know that there's a cop there, you don't know, but when you start off from your home, there are 100 signs that literally says, there's a cop over there, he's going to give you a ticket, turn from your wrong actions of speeding. Another sign saying there's a cop, another sign saying there's a cop, then this sign saying this is the last chance. Then after the cop, it says, do this. Okay? Do this. Then you're going to reduce your ticket. Do this other thing. You're going to reduce it even further. Do this other thing. It's going to completely take your ticket away. Now can you say that that cop is there to catch you? No. Then you are going to understand that this whole thing is for you to understand yourself, how you are working. To understand now the mercy of Allah and the forgiveness of Allah. And if you run away from the mercy of Allah, you run away from the forgiveness of Allah, you cannot blame Allah. That time when it says, okay, you refuse, you become blind, then this is what's going to happen. Now, you can never blame Allah. You can never blame that cop. I mean, such a cop never exists. But imagine if it were. So, as the nights that we're entering into the new year, into the year of Ashura, into the days, night of Ashura, when we make a mistake, don't look at Allah. Look at yourself first. The blame is to you. When you look at Allah, it is to ask Him for forgiveness. Don't do the opposite. When you make a mistake, first you forgive yourself. It's okay. Then you blame Allah. It's you made me to do this. And this is how a lot of people, this is how they live their lives too. They do something, they blame them, they forgive themselves, they blame other people. They don't look first to what did I do? I did this is wrong. They don't do that. Majority of the times, they forgive themselves and they blame other people. No. Awliya Allah teaching us first, look to the blame with yourself. Forgive others. Don't you see, even on Judgment Day, we cannot blame Shaitan. We cannot even blame Shaitan. How are we going to blame Allah now? To say, these things that I'm doing, oh, it is according to your divine plan. That I'm sitting here, I'm going to pull this gun to this person, and I say, well, Allah is the one who's making me to do it. Because if He wanted, He would have stopped me. But He didn't, so He made me want to do it. Or I'm a test to you. Don't you know? So many places they do that. People with evil intentions, evil things, and they do, and they say, I'm a test to you. From your Lord, from your Prophet, from your Shaykh, I'm a test to you, don't you know? It's wrong. It's not our way. Because the one who tests Allah is Prophet ﷺ. How should the one who tests? They've already told you the answer 1,000 times before that test. And if you fail, they tell you how to pass 1,000 times after that test. You understand? That is a tester. Not people who just doing things whatever their ego wants and to say, I'm divine. So, this is where we are, what we can take for us to benefit from it. So many people, they're making mistakes. They don't know, they don't admit. Even if they do, they don't know how to communicate that admittance also. It's a joke maybe amongst us. Just say sorry, just say sorry. It's a joke, right? But there's some truth there. Just say astaghfirullah. Just say astaghfirullah. But so many, they don't even want to say that. They don't know how to say that. They don't know when to say it. Murids don't know how to say I'm sorry to the Shaykh. Believers don't know how to say I'm sorry to Allah. Wives don't know how to say I'm sorry to husband. Children don't know how to say I'm sorry to the mother or to the father. They don't know. So, what happens when it becomes like that? Another layer over the heart is going to harden it. Another kind of stubbornness. And especially if you're in this way, you have to know your stubbornness and your anger is coming in more subtle ways, more subtle, and more subtle. It's more subtle to you. It's so subtle that you don't think that you are angry, you don't think that you're stubborn. But it's not so subtle to them. That's why they get upset and they say, why you can't see this? Why you can't see it? If you're polishing so hard, a fingerprint is worse than black paint that is put there. You understand? A fingerprint should not be there. Why are you not knowing this? Because you're dealing with subtlety. If you are polishing. So you're not polishing. You're just doing it for show. Stop that. If you're really polishing, you should see that. Then if we point it out and we say that is there, don't turn it around. Just say sorry. Understand? Because the astaghfirullah is coming with thousands of benefits that if mankind knows what Allah is giving to us when we just say astaghfirullah, we'll do nothing else in our lives just to say astaghfirullah until we die. You want to be forgiven? Say astaghfirullah. You're poor, you want to be rich? Say astaghfirullah. You don't have children? Say astaghfirullah. You have problems? Say astaghfirullah. Well, people don't know. They're sticking to their stubbornness. Subtle, not so subtle. What astaghfirullah is doing? You do something wrong, say astaghfirullah. The anger is coming, it shields you, it protects you. Something, we see something, we don't understand, because maybe sometimes you don't understand what wrong you've done. Okay, fine. Say astaghfirullah. What is that going to, what are you going to lose from that? Nothing. But it stops that anger from coming. How a person is not going to say that? How a believer not going to say that? How a murid is not going to say that? To stop that anger from coming. Stubbornness. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't say anything wrong. Maybe to where you are, but you're not here. We're not here to look from our eyes. We're here to look from our Shaykh's eyes. We're here to have what? Whose vision? The vision of a believer, because he looks with his own eyes. He sees with the eyes of Allah, with the nur of Allah. So, you're not understanding? Try to understand. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. I think it's pretty clear. It cannot be. Proudness is only for Allah. It's not for the servant. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.